so glad you've come back this month for another vidcast. I've met Lisa Engelbrecht, who does some really pretty cool stuff with paints and letters and textures and all kinds of neat stuff. What do you got going on here?
Well, I was a traditionally trained calligrapher and got kind of bored with writing on paper. I had a big project due and I decided to write on fabric. I took my pencil and I lined my fabric. Didn't know about the purple disappearing pen at that time. So I was erasing every little line. It didn't really even work. So then people told me, hey, can you teach me that? And I said, sure. And then here I am.
Yeah.
It's just kind of snowballed, and now I'm teaching at quilt.
I know.
Which is amazing.
And I was here in your class the other day, and they were having way too much fun and doing.
So happy. It's like everybody embraces me, embraces these techniques, and I'm just thrilled.
So how are you using the fabrics when you do it?
You know, I basically do one-of-a-kind art quilts, and sometimes I don't even put a sleeve on it. I just put it in an acrylic box frame. And so I treat it more as an art piece,
right?
Not so much as a quilt. I really am not a trained seamstress or quilter in any way.
You know, I often find people that don't come into the quilt world being trained and all the rules and regulations, they can do some pretty creative stuff because they don't even know they're breaking the rules, which is a good thing.
Yeah, and I've always been kind of the outsider. I say to my students all the time, I'm the fringe element in every group that I am with. The calligraphers kind of really don't know what to think of me because I'm pretty unorthodox, and I think the same with the quilters. The mixed media has been more and more popular.
Yes,
people are just really open to it. So Tracy Batista, Leslie Riley, and all of us are kind of introducing a brand new style.
And so what are some of the classes that you teach?
Oh, anywhere from traditional calligraphy, experimental lettering. I teach a class on making your own tools out of Coca-Cola cans.
Wait a second. Okay, making a pen that you write with out of a Coca-Cola can.
Yeah, and it makes a beautiful mark. Yeah, and I explain this in my new book. It's cutting like spade shapes and folding them down, taping them onto a pencil, and then you can create all sorts of really neat letters. Wow. So I do a class in that, lettering on fabric, surface design, painting techniques. I'm teaching at an alternative arts conference in the fall, and I'm doing a pocket shrine. So it's a kind of a trifold wallet.
Right.
But inside there's going to be all sorts of different saints and people that I look up to.
So that's a class you're going to teach.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're all going to have the same saints in there.
No, they're all going to have different saints because you're going to choose your personal saints.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I have Elvis, Mother Teresa, John Lennon, and Bono.
Elvis and Mother Teresa. I'm thinking, who is your saint?
So yeah,
let's take a look and see some of the stuff that you do here.
Okay.
Now, probably the first thing to ask is, what kind of paints do you use?
I use in my fabric classes. I definitely use acrylic-based paints. So I love to start lettering and start painting right away. So I use the FW paints. FW ink is an acrylic ink, and it doesn't need to be liquefied.
What's that mean? It doesn't need to be.
It's already liquid enough.
Shook?
Yeah, it's already liquid enough that I can just pour it out into my paints, and I can start writing with it. So it's already liquid. I don't need to add any textile medium because it is acrylic. FW's sister is called pearlescent. It comes in all sorts of shiny inks.
Now, I have a feeling that these are not necessarily made for fabrics.
No, they're actually made for airbrush.
They're made for airbrush.
Yeah, but of course I took them and I said, oh, it's acrylic. I can write with it. I'm going to use it.
Now, if you use them on fabric, do they have to be heat set?
Well, if you're going to use it as a wearable, I would add textile medium to it and heat set it. Which for me is throw in a dryer. Not much to it. But since I do mostly art quilts, I don't ever wash.
Right. So let's see what you got going here.
Okay. I think what I'm going to do is do a little bit of lettering and add some metallic powder to it. So the tools I use are just regular calligraphy dip pens. This is a speedball pen, and you can find this at Michael's. So I put a couple different colors in here, and I'm just going to dip in and start writing. I have a bit of water next to me, so I can dip into that and have it really flow. But I don't have to be perfect because I need to go back and fill it in. Now that's pretty black, so I'm going to dip in a different color and see what happens.
Oh, and just blend it right in on top.
Now if I wanted to lay these letters out ahead of time, I'd use the purple disappearing ink pen.
I was hoping it wasn't going to be the word beg. I think I'll let you put the other letters on there. Yeah.
I'm dipping in, this probably wouldn't be colors that I chose, but I'm kind of liking the mottled look that it's
I think the yellow with the black's giving a little green.
Yeah, it looks kind of green.
It looks like you also have here a DVD. Hand lettering on fabric, which looks like it would be really great, because then you get to see you doing it.
And it goes real close on my hand so you can see me doing the strokes.
That is wonderful.
It's great. So I'm going to put a little bit more purple out, and I also have a little metallic powder this time.
Okay.
I'm just going to pour it out there. Why not? Can always put it back in with the eyedropper. Now, I love to put the schminky powder on top, and schminky powder is schminky. Actually means makeup in German.
Oh.
And I put a nylon on top of it.
I saw those over there, and I was wondering what the heck the deal was.
So now that I won't have so much come out. I'm going to shake that on top. And schminky powder. So I'm not getting a whole bunch, which is nice. And now when I write the letters...
So it's purple with gold on top.
Right. Now I'm getting that gold shimmer.
Oh. What word are we writing?
How about Bonnie?
Oh, that's way long.
How about...
You can write bones. That's what my husband calls
me. Bones?
I don't know why, but I don't think it's because I'm thin, because I'm not. But I think it's it has to do with Bonnie. Bones. Bones.
Cute.
We all have our nicknames.
That's right. That's right.
So the grandchildren are going to call me Nani.
Nani Bones.
Nani Bones. Oh my gosh.
So
I love the effect
adds,
of that.
Yeah. I can also sprinkle the schminky powder into my washes. When I'm doing washes of color with the acrylic paints, I'll sprinkle it on. Looks like a little starlight.
Ooh.
Yeah. And like I say, you can take the purple pen and do the outline ahead of time so you won't have any mistakes or misspelling errors, which is
right. That's probably a good idea.
All the time?
Yeah. Show me some of the washes.
Okay,
and I'd love to see it with that schminky powder.
I do have some quilting artists come in and they have their fabric all washed, and I said, oh no, the letters are easier to do on the sizing, so leave it unwashed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got some water, I've got paper towel in my hand, and I'm just going to go for it here. Let's see what happens.
So what'd you pick up, black?
This is Payne's Gray.
Payne's Gray,
Payne's
okay.
Gray usually kind of gives me a little bit of a pretty blue.
So you just dab, some purple with schminky.
Yeah, yeah. Now let's put some schminky powder on there.
Oh, sprinkle it right on after you've done it.
Yeah, and the acrylic will grab onto and stay.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So we've got the starlight, the starlit moonlight night. But I'll just get a bunch of paint, a bunch of fabric, schminky powder, sprayer, and just play with abandon.
I see that, and I did see that with your students. They just kind of jumped in and had a good time and didn't really thinking about it.
So I'm just spraying, getting a little cauliflower effect on the edges there, softening the edges, just with spray bottle of water.
Well, let me throw you a curve.
Okay.
I'm just curious, what is your philosophy of life?
That's a really good, let me try to think on my feet here.
Think on my feet.
Be messy. Life is a mess. No, just live life to its fullest for, today. And if you were thinking about taking that class or going on that trip, to just book it. One of my favorite sayings is, for every obstacle that is really presenting you an opportunity.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
Gosh, this was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I really enjoyed it.
was.
Thank you. Thank you, Bonnie.
And thank you all for joining me, and I hope you'll come back next month and see what I have for you then. Thanks for being with me.